Funeral Home, the North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg for pre-need funerals, burials, or cremation since 1975. Curtis and Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg. In obituary news this morning, I got a call from Coach John Limbaugh late yesterday afternoon, and his mother was near death, and we were talking, and he said, it's not going to be long, Jimmy Dale, until she goes to see Jesus. And certainly that happened last night. Joy Limbaugh passed away at Grandview Medical Center in Birmingham. Curtis and Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, will announce the funeral arrangements, and our condolences to John and all the Limbaugh family and extended family in the passing of Joy Limbaugh. Funeral service for Betty Casey of Sylacauga. That service will be Saturday at Curtis and Son North, and burial in the Evergreen Cemetery of Sylacauga. Now, the visitation will be Friday night at Curtis and Son Funeral Home, and that will be from 5 until 7. That funeral service on Saturday for Miss Casey, who's 85 years old. Visitation again is 5 till 8 o'clock on Friday night, and the service will be at 2 p.m. at Curtis and Son North on Saturday. Pastor Jimmy Salters officiating. Burial in the Evergreen Cemetery. Curtis and Son Funeral Home, North Chapel directing. Dorothy Mulligan, age 64 of Childersburg, died Tuesday. Visitation for Dorothy will be held Saturday from 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. at Curtis and Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, followed by a funeral service at 11. In lieu of flowers, contributions in Dorothy's memory may be made to Children's Hospital of Alabama. Fond memories and expressions of sympathy may be shared at curtisandsonfh.com for the Milliken family. Curtis and Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, in charge of the arrangements. Libby Jo Hodo, age 74, died November the 8th. Funeral service will be Friday at Ursery Funeral Home in Talladega at 3 p.m. with Don Little officiating. The family will receive friends tonight, 6 until 8 o'clock at the funeral home. Ursery Funeral Home in Talladega in charge of the arrangements. Online condolences at urseryfuneralhome.com. Homegoing celebration remembering the life of Mr. Willie J. Mahan, age 79, is Friday at 1 p.m. from S.M. Goodson Funeral Home Chapel with Pastor Willie E. Hearn, Sr. officiating. Interment in the Pine Hill AOH Church of God Cemetery in Alpine. Public viewing is today at the funeral home from 2 until 7. S.M. Goodson Funeral Home in Talladega in charge of the arrangements. Funeral service for Heather Ann Unger Meeks, age 46 of Goodwater, is today at 11 a.m. from the chapel of Randy Smith Funeral Home. Brother Philip Alverson and Brother Dwayne Smith officiating. Burial in the Andrews Chapel Cemetery in Hanover. Mrs. Meeks passed away Sunday, November the 7th at UAB in Birmingham. Radney Smith Funeral Home in Sylacauga in charge of the arrangements. Charlene Taylor Murphy, age 98, died November the 9th. Funeral service will be at First Baptist Church in Sylacauga on Friday at 11 a.m. A family time of gathering of visitation will begin at 9:30, followed by visitation by family and friends beginning at 10 a.m. In lieu of flowers, the family is encouraging those who wish to make a donation can do so to the Missions First Fund at First Baptist Church in Sylacauga. Radley Smith Funeral Home in Sylacauga in charge of the arrangements. Now, Ms. Murphy was well known in this area and passed away at Village of Cook Springs a couple of days ago, but she was a longtime member of First Baptist Church in Sylacauga, and I think 67 years or so, and she worked in many capacities, and she worked at Mark Linder Elementary School in Sycamore as a 5th grade teacher and as a teacher's aide in the special education program of the Sylacauga City School System. She will be honored today, Charlene Taylor Murphy, Actually, it's tomorrow at 11 o'clock from First Baptist Church in Sylacauga. Funeral service at 11, and Randy Smith Funeral Home in Sylacauga in charge of the arrangements. This obituary report this morning brought to you by Curtis & Son Funeral Home, the North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg. For pre-need funerals, burials, or cremation since 1975, Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg.